Warhammer 40k Boltgun is a very fun game, an old school retro Doom style first person shooter that shows that simple games don't need huge production companies and budgets to be successful, a game that in my opinion can stand up to the previously released 40k Darktide. This fun continues with Forges of Corruption, the DLC that throws Ultramarine Sternguard veteran Marlum Kerdo back into the fray, this time to cleanse a chaos corrupted forge with 5 new levels and more enemies to face off against. Also released alongside Forges of Corruption is Horde mode, which is free to play as you take on wave after wave of traitors and demons. The Forges of Corruption gameplay follows the same gameplay style as the core game, a one-man army facing off against hordes of chaos forces in an arena shooter as you're returned to the same planet that is still overrun. A lot of the game, as you would expect, is the same as the core game. You fight your way first across the surface of the planet and then through the various manufactorums. The DLC brings 5 new levels as well as new weapons and enemies, with each level being easy to complete in under an hour, even on the harder difficulties, so it's not a long DLC package, but it also costs very little, and in my opinion, it's well worth the money. On the weapon front, there's the multi-meta, which is a bigger and more powerful version of the melter gun, allowing you to quickly destroy enemies at close range, something I largely save for the aspiring champions or other enemies that like to get up close and personal. The other new weapon is the rocket launcher, with decent damage and a blast radius, though the greater chaos demons have no problem shrugging it off. When it comes to new enemies, Fear's a new Terminator armor variant, so they can soak up a lot of damage, though these ones come with twin lightning claws, which will slice you apart. These are of course a nice addition to the game, though my problem with these from a lore perspective is that Terminator armor is massive and bulky, designed to make the wearer into a walking tank at the expense of speed and mobility, which means they shouldn't be running at you that fast. There's the Havoc Marines, which are physically the same as the standard power armor wearing Chaos Marines, though these ones use rocket launchers instead of bolt guns. On the boss front, the Forges of Corruption DLC gives us the closest thing to vehicles in the game, in the form of Hell Brutes, which are chaos corrupted dreadnoughts. These huge enemies can certainly soak up damage and deal it with their ranged weapons, with multiple encounters throughout the game. Horde mode is a new addition to the game, and is reminiscent of the Horde mode in the Gears of War series, of which the first 3 games still hold up as brilliant even after over a decade since they were released. The concept is simple but effective. Fight in an arena against waves of enemies until you die. The gameplay is fast paced, forcing you to keep moving as enemies come from every direction, with the waves of enemies getting harder and harder as you progress through the levels, with each new level unlocking another weapon. Whilst Boltgun and the expansion are fun games, there's a few things that I would like to see changed or added. For the campaign, there's plenty of room to add more enemies, such as more demons, seen as the current demons are those of Nurgle and Tzeentch, which leaves the demons of Khorne and Slaanesh missing from the game. The Chaos Marines are very weak, considering that they are supposed to be at the very least equal to any Loyalist Marine, if not better, yet they don't pose much of a threat, with easy to dodge attacks and slow movement speed. This could be done by making their bolt guns more effective, or have them move across the battlefield faster, something to make the Chaos Marines more of a threat. When it comes to Horde mode, there's only one level, which makes the game mode very repetitive. A simple fix is to give us some more levels. This doesn't have to be complicated, they could be taken straight out of the campaign, so there's no need to make something from scratch. Alongside more maps, another recommendation would be to add multiplayer to Horde mode, both online and on the same console. Just like Gears of War Horde mode, this would add a lot of replayability to the game, as there's only so many times you can go through the campaign. Despite those recommendations, Boltgun is overall a fun game to play, both the core game and the DLC, with Horde mode being a nice little bonus. If you get the chance to pick this game up, then I definitely recommend it. If you got this far, I want to thank you very much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you like this review, please consider liking and subscribing. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye for now.